Good morning to honorable judges, teachers, and all contestants of Apkres 2021. Today, I would like to tell a story about Kumaro Island. Please enjoy it. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom in the area of South Sumatra led by a king. The king had a very beautiful daughter named Siti Fatima. Beside her beauty, the princess was also well known for her kindness and good manners. Many young men fell in love with her. However, they dared not approach her because the king wanted his daughter to marry a rich man. Then a prince of China named Tan Man came to the kingdom to talk about the trade of the two kingdoms. The king wanted to collaborate with Tan Man as long as Tan Man shared his profit with the king. Tan Man agreed with the king still. He decided to stay in South Sumatra for several months. One day, when Tan Man was in the palace, he encountered Princess Siti Fatima and suddenly fell for her beauty. To his delight, the princess returned his affection. The two then promised to meet each other whenever Tan Man came to the palace. They became lovers. After a few months, Tan Man decided to propose marriage to Siti Fatima. He asked the king for his daughter's hand.
Your Majesty, I want to marry your daughter, Princess Siti Fatima. We have met for a long time, and we see each other perfectly.
Said Tan Man. The king, who was determined to marry his daughter only to a wealthy man, stayed his terms.
You may marry her if you pay me the right price. What is the right price, Your Majesty?
Asked Tan Man.
Bring me 9 jars full of gold. After the jars are in my palace, you may marry my daughter.
Replied the king.
I agree. I wrote a letter to my parents asking them to send 9 jars of gold to South Sumatra.
Said Tan Man. The letter for the king of China finally arrived. He was going to send 9 jars of gold as a bride price for Siti Fatima. The lovers were overjoyed. Their dream had almost come true. A few months later, the ship from China carrying the bride price arrived. Tan Man and Siti Fatima went to the Moose River to welcome the ship. Tan Man rushed on board and immediately looked for the jar. He opened the cover of the jar, and behold, instead of the gold he expected, it was filled with rotten vegetables. How frustrated Tan Man was! Enraged at his father, who played trick on him, he threw the jar into the water. He opened the covers of all the other jars. Seeing the same vegetables, he tossed them in the water. However, when he threw the last jar, the jar crashed into the base wall. Pieces of gold hidden underneath the written vegetables were revealed. Tan Man was guessed. It turned out his parents intentionally put rotten vegetables over the pieces of gold to hide them from Herod. Realizing his mistake, Tan Man quickly jumped into the sea to retrieve the jars. Siti Fatima saw the whole incident. She waited anxiously for Tan Man to come out of the water. However, he did not appear. Prince Tan Man, where are you? Please bring the safety to me, or I will look for you in the sea. Pleaded the there shall rise a mud in the middle of the sea. You shall know that it is our graves, said the princess. Then she jumped into the water and never came back. The next day, in the middle of the Lucy River, a mud appeared, rising higher and higher. It was named Kumaro Island, which means the island of joy, because it was never drawn by the river, even when the water flowed. So, the moral of the story is, think before you act, because wise men said, thinking before acting is wisdom, but acting before thinking is regret. That's all about my story. I hope everybody's enjoying my story.